Okay, so what we are going to learn today is very layman-ish explanation of what is simple interest and what is compound interest. Now let's take an example. Let's say there are two people, person A and person B. Now both have $1,000 with them, spare cash lying at home. Now they want the spare cash and they don't need the spare cash. So what they want to do is they want to go to the bank and deposit it in such a way that, at least they should earn some interest. When you go to the bank and deposit some money, you are paid some interest, right? So let's say this person A goes to a bank and bank says that, all right, what we can do is we are happy to keep your $1,000 with us. And since you're becoming my customer, I pay you an annual interest of 10%. But then this annual interest is a simple interest, and I'm writing it as SI. But whereas this person B goes to another bank and the bank says, all right, welcome to our bank. We are happy to give you compound interest, 10% per annum or annual. Now let's see what happens to their money in a few years' time. So we'll take an example of first maybe 2-3 years. So at the end of first year, this person A, since he's deposited $1,000, the bank is happy to give him 10% of $1,000. So 10% of $1,000 is $100. So the outstanding balance of this person at the end of first year is $1,000 plus this money that he's earned, which is $1,100. So he's earned $100. Exactly the same happens to this person as well. So at the end of first year, here, he's paid the interest at 10%. So he also earns $100. And this person's had 1,000 in it, and 1,000 plus 100, it becomes $1,100. So both at the end of first year sit at the same balance. Now the real magic starts to happen from the second year onwards. So at the end of second year, this person A, since he is invested in simple interest, so the bank will disregard his $1,100 as the outstanding balance and will continue to pay the 10% of the original balance, which is called the principal of $1,000. So bank disregards $1,100 and again pays him $100 of the original amount invested. So now this person's balance at the end of second year is at 1,100 plus 100, which is $1,200. Now let's see what's happening here. Now compound interest, this guy in bank B, person B, bank B. Now bank pays 10% of the last year's balance and not the initial amount invested. So he gets 10% of $1,100, the last one, the previous year's amount. So eventually he gets $110 rather than just $100. So this person's amount after the end of second year is 1100, 1100 plus 110. So what is 1100 plus 110? So it is 1210. So you clearly see now that there is a difference of $10 in both the figures, right? Let's take third year's example. So at third year, at the end of third year, person A still continues to get $100 because he's getting 10% of the original amount invested, and that is what simple interest is. So simple interest disregards your previous year's balance or your latest outstanding balance. It is simple interest just is paid on the amount originally invested. So now he again get $100. So that means the balance at the end of third year is 1200 plus 100, which is $1300. And you see, the magic of compounding has started to make a significant difference in person's B's outstanding balance. So what happens at the end of third year? 10% of not the $1,000, but 1210, which is $121. So how much is this guy's balance at the end of third year? It is 1210 plus 121, which is 1331. So you see a clear difference of $31 in just 3 years. And let's say, and this difference will start to grow more if they are invested, if they're invested in this amount of money for a longer duration of time. So that is why compound interest, when it comes to investments, is a far better instrument than the simple interest, because in simple interest your money does grow, but it does not grow as fast as compound interest. So that's in its basic entirety is what simple interest and compound interest. Last but not the least, if you draw a graph, between, let's say your x-axis is the number of years and your y-axis is the amount. So you know what? Simple interest, just because it's the same amount of money getting added every year, you will get a straight line, a linear graph. Whereas the world of compound interest, you get an exponential graph. You see how the graph is climbing on the y-axis? So your amount, the same number of years. So for example, if I just, say this was 5 years and this was 5 years here. So 5 years, this guy would have got maybe, some money. But then if I look at 5 years here and I just saw this CC, which is more taller? The compound interest y-axis is more taller than the simple interest y-axis. That means the amount of money that you get in compound interest if you've invested for a longer duration of time is exponentially more than simple interest. Hope that makes absolute sense to you.